One interesting puzzle is here. If it is new to you, then you can pause the video and try this by yourself. Over here the question is, Amit, a class teacher of standard 6, drew a 3x3 grid on the board with 0 in each cell. The students then took turn to pick 2x2 square of 4 adjacent cells and then add 1 to each number in the 4 cells. After a while, the grid looked like a diagram on the right with some unknown variables. We need to find the value of E. So over here, initially all 9 cells contain 0 each, and after a while the grid looks like this. After choosing a grid of 2x2, 2x2 means there are 4 possibilities. That 2x2 grid can be this one. That 2x2 grid can be this one. Then the 2x2 grid can be this one, and the next 2x2 grid that can be this one. So there are 4 possibilities in which a student can choose a 2x2 grid. After choosing that grid, what student is supposed to do? He or she is supposed to add 1 in each and every number in those 4 cells. So let's have a look at it. That is what student is supposed to do. So this blue grid, let's say this blue grid chosen a number of times. After that, this green grid is chosen b number of times. After that, this red grid is chosen, let's say c number of times, and this black grid is chosen, let's say d number of times. Now after this, in how many ways a student can choose 2x2 grid such that this 2x2 grid includes this particular cell? Now this particular cell is a part of only green grid. So green grid, in how many ways, how many times students are going to choose this green grid? B times. So the value of B, and every time they are going to add 1. So the value of B is nothing but 13 over here. Now after this, we need to find the value of E over here. And in how many ways students can choose a 2x2 square, a 2x2 grid, such that that 2x2 grid includes this particular cell? So this particular cell is a part of blue grid as well as red as well as black and green as well. So the value of 47 is nothing but A plus B plus C plus D. Now what is this 18? In how many ways a student can choose a 2x2 grid which involve this particular cell? That is, this cell is a part of blue grid as well as red grid. Blue grid is chosen A times and red grid is chosen C times. So from this we can conclude that A plus C is equal to 18. We need to find the value of E. Now in how many ways student can choose a 2x2 grid which involve this particular cell? Now this particular cell is a part of black grid as well as green grid. In how many ways a student can choose a black grid or green grid? That is B plus D times. So the value of E is nothing but B plus D. And the value of B plus D is how much? Value of B plus D is nothing but 47 minus 18. So the answer of this question is equal to 29. The value of E is equal to 29.